Kwame and his wife, Nia, had been searching for a comfortable place to live for months. With their first child on the way, they wanted a quiet, spacious home where they could prepare for their new life as parents. After much searching, they found a two-story house in a decent neighborhood. The house was old but well maintained, and the rent was within their budget. Kwame, a 28-year-old IT professional, was relieved to finally secure a place where he and Nia could settle down. The ground floor of the house was occupied by Baba Kweko, a senior officer in the local town council. He had lived there for over 10 years with his wife Afia and their only daughter, Ama. Baba Kweko was well known in the community as a strict, traditional man. He valued respect, discipline, and order, but he also had a reputation for being controlling. Over the years, he had claimed the entire compound as his own, using the parking space freely since none of the previous tenants upstairs had ever owned a car. At first, Kwame and Baba Kweku got along well. Kwame, who was much younger, respected the older man and tried to be polite in all their interactions. Nia, too, maintained a good relationship with Afia and Ama, often exchanging greetings and sharing small conversations whenever they met in the compound. Everything seemed peaceful until the day Kwame brought home a new car. Kwame had been saving up for a long time to buy a new car. With Nia's pregnancy progressing, he wanted her to travel comfortably to the hospital for checkups instead of relying on old broken car. He proudly parked the new car in the compound, thinking nothing of it. But to Baba Kweko, it was an intrusion. He had enjoyed unrestricted access to the parking area for years, and now, for the first time, he had to share it. At first, Baba Kweku said nothing. He merely observed, his dissatisfaction growing with each passing day. He began parking his motorbike in the middle of the compound, making it difficult for Kwame to maneuver his car. When that did not deter Kwame, he resorted to subtle hints, sighing loudly whenever he saw Kwame's car in the space he considered his own. Kwame, realizing the tension, tried to be considerate. He parked carefully, making sure not to take too much space. He even suggested a system where they could take turns using the spot, but Baba Kweku refused to engage in any discussions. Instead, he took a drastic step. He sold his motorbike and bought an old second-hand car. His only intention was to prevent Kwame from parking there. What followed was a silent but fierce battle. Whenever Kwame parked first, Baba Kweku would block him in with his car, forcing him to wake up early the next morning to move it. If Baba Kweku arrived first, he would position his car in a way that made it nearly impossible for Kwame to park at all. The tension in the house became unbearable. One night, when Kwame came outside, he found his car window shattered. He knew immediately who was responsible. His patience snapped and he confronted Baba Kweku in the compound. The argument escalated into a heated exchange, drawing the attention of neighbors. When Baba Kweku insulted Kwame's late mother, Kwame lost control and slapped him in anger. Baba Kweku, humiliated, decided to take revenge. With the help of his brother-in-law, he manipulated his daughter, Ama, into filing a false harassment complaint against Kwame. The police came the next day and arrested him. Nia, heavily pregnant and distressed, pleaded for her husband's release, but it was Ama's guilt that eventually led to the charges being dropped. She admitted that the accusations were false and Kwame was freed. Furious and determined to teach Baba Kweko a lesson, Kwame devised a plan of his own. Using his connections, he orchestrated a setup that made it look like Baba Kweko had accepted a bribe at work. The authorities suspended him from his position, and suddenly the once proud officer found himself disgraced. One evening, Baba Kweko, now desperate, loosened the bolts on Kwame's front wheel, hoping to inconvenience him. He never intended to cause real harm, but when Kwame and Nia drove to the hospital for a routine checkup, the wheel nearly came off, putting their lives at risk. Luckily, Kwame managed to control the car and avoid the crash. When he realized what had happened, Kwame was beyond furious. He returned home that night and, in a blind rage, destroyed Baba Kweku's car. He smashed the windows, broke the lights, and dented the body beyond repair. Afia and Ama, tired of Baba Kweku's endless feud, packed their things and left the house. Nia, exhausted and worried about the stress affecting her pregnancy, begged Kwame to let go of the fight. Realizing that the situation was spiraling out of control, he agreed. He found another house and prepared to move out. Before leaving, he decided to meet Baba Kweko one last time. His intention was to tell him about the move and, in his own way, show that he had won. But when he delivered the news in a condescending manner, Baba Kweko, enraged, knocked him out cold. At that moment, Baba Kweko received a phone call. Nia had gone into labor. Forgetting their feud, he rushed to the hospital and ensured that she was admitted safely. Meanwhile, Kwame regained consciousness at home, still angry. Without knowing what had transpired, he stormed into Baba Kweko's house and attacked him brutally. Kwame was so consumed with anger that he took things a step further. He placed Baba Kweko's phone in the microwave and orchestrated a gas leak, intending to burn down the house. Just before igniting the fire, he received a call from the hospital. He learned that Baba Kweko had been the one to help Nia when she needed it most. Horrified by his own actions, Kwame rushed to stop the impending explosion. He turned off the gas, realizing that their feud had turned him into someone he no longer recognized. The two men finally faced the reality of their actions. They had let their pride turn a minor parking dispute into a full-blown war, nearly costing them everything. In the end, both families moved out, leaving behind the house that had become a battleground. The landlord, having witnessed the destruction caused by a simple parking issue, decided that future tenants would only be accepted on the one strict condition: no cars allowed.